Tommy Phillips get through alright? He was a bit of Hemi's tightness last week, I think.
No, trained well.
Yeah.
Got through, yeah.
And I guess there'll obviously be a few force changes, and Varco and Scharenberg and Reed all sort of trained out there pretty strongly as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple of force changes, obviously with Geordie and Levi. So we've got a few blokes that have put their hand up, and we've had a couple of weeks to consider that, because we knew that those two were going to be out from a long way out. So we've had a look, and we think we'll go in with a pretty similarly balanced team. To be able to play the way that we want to play.
Does that make Reed's the obvious choice for Jordan?
Potentially, yeah.
And I mean, speaking of Jordan, who's not playing this week, he looked pretty impressive again out there. I mean, has enhanced his chances if you guys were lucky enough to win?
Yeah, there's a few things to play out.
Yeah.
So he's not looking. He's not looking hobbled, and he's moving pretty well. So, whether that's the work that he's done, over in Germany, I dare say that it would be. We sent him over there for a reason, but also, it might indicate that the injury, potentially wasn't as significant as we may have thought. But he's moving well. He did run around for 40 minutes after feeling it in the qualifying final. So we're not getting carried away with what we're seeing. But there's still he won't be right for Saturday.
For his weekend, will he train on Saturday or do another session, a couple other sessions while the boys play and recover?
Well, after today, he'll watch and observe our game, and then we'll make a decision on what it looks like after that.
You mentioned Ben Reed might potentially be in this week. How's he been looking, and what do you think he could bring to the side this weekend?
So Reedy's been up and about. Obviously, Travis Varco, James Aish, Matty Scharenberg, and Jack Madgen. Sort of a couple of guys have been on the cusp. Josh Dacos, the other. All of them have got different strengths they bring to the table. Clearly, Reedy's more an aerial threat. If we go that way, Varks is played as that small forward as Dakes has up on the wing, and the defenders have been able to slot in and play their role. So without giving our team away, we'll have a really well balanced side to play the way that we want to play. And despite all of the focus over the last couple of days with the opposition, we're just really clearly focused on what we need to bring to the table and looking forward to that opportunity.
It made it a little bit harder for us to plan for that unpredictability of what the Giants will do.
No, as I said, 90% of our planning is around us and about the way that we want to attack the game. We've got a really strong sense of self and where we think our strengths are, and we know that if we do that well, it gives us the best chance of winning. You have to consider the opposition, and we respect all our opposition. And when you come up against a side like the Giants, they're not going to want for talent, but they've been a great team for a long time, and their team performances in particular this final series have been really strong. So we don't expect anything different.
Sorry. What's Reedy done the last couple of weeks? We matched him on Friday nights, and where's his body been at?
Well, he's been full training for pretty much a month now.
Obviously, there's no such thing as an easy final, of course, but no Whitfield and potentially no Green. Obviously, those are two pretty big, significant things for you guys.
Yeah, and as we won't have Geordie. Tom Langdon's the forgotten man. He won't be around, and they'll have out. Callum Ward won't be playing either. We'll all have significant outs and players that won't be able to take part. But in the end, my belief is it's always the best team that performs on the day or the night that actually that gets the rewards. So there'll be 22 fit Giants players to contend with, and they'll have 22 fit, hungry Collingwood players to contend with, I'm pretty sure.
A report came out this week suggesting that Sam Murray won't be offered a new contract. Are you able to provide an update on his situation?
Yeah, list management stuff can look after the season's done.
Like a couple of players have spoken about the week off and the challenge of that, especially coming after the post-finals, pre-finals bye, sorry.
Yeah.
How do you address that? Like, I guess it's a mental thing with the group.
We've probably had a little bit of time to think about that too. Time to think about a lot of things when you sort of qualify through the semi-finals and straight in the prelim. The analogy I've used is, it's a little bit like a staying race. Melbourne Cup. We think we're a pretty good stayer, so we've got out of the blocks, and we think we've been able to put ourselves to sleep in many ways for long enough. We're coming up to the 800. We're just going to sort of tickle them up a little bit and see if we can get them going. And when the whips are cracking, we need to be around the mark. But I think largely that's the way it's been. We've been able to get through our program. We've enjoyed each other's company. We've got the work in when there's time to get the work done. And that includes, getting a couple of sweats up and getting some pretty heavy work in late last week. But the 2-week program from round 23 into the first final was good validation for the way that we've handled the last couple of weeks. But the true validation is in performance, and we're still yet to see that on Saturday night.
You had a passionate fan give the boys a rev up before training. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Beefy's been a Pies supporter for a long time, very, very passionate, and through our association with the Resilience Project and the guys that have been down here over the last sort of 3, 4, 5 years. So Beefy's had a couple of cracks at it, and he's got a good strike rate, and he loves getting down this time of year, and we love having him down.
Last time out was obviously that they pretty much did a number on you guys, and especially their key forwards really had a day out. That was it was a couple of months ago. How much do you learn from that, take from that into this game, or do you sort of, because it was quite a bit of time that's passed, is it sort of a balance?
It was round 18. And we'd come off a really solid, strong, close win against West Coast over there. No, we were ambushed that night. There was no doubt that we were beaten in tight. They were harder and cleaner around the football, and I think the stuff that you saw in our back line, their forward line, was a reflection of how poor we were around the ball. We're under no illusions about what the Giants are capable of, and I think even that week, no Kelly, no Canelio, no Ward through the midfield, were able to find a way to put together a team that really went to school on us and defeated us quite convincingly. So the lessons in that are probably more on the mental side than the tactical side. But we understand that we didn't present ourselves at our best that day, and if we do that again, we'll get the same. The result will be the same, but pretty confident that we'll be a bit better around the ball.
What was your assessment of the ruck battle in that game? Everyone's going to tip Brodie to dominate, but obviously they played two, and what exactly was it like?
We had 31, 22 contested possessions and 48 hit-outs. We rated him as one of our better players. That doesn't mean that it's going to go again, but he's had a lot of games like that. Mumford and Simpson in that game had a pretty strong effect in high game time, whether as ruckman or key forwards as well. So we're not sure exactly which way the GWS will go with that, but as we said, our 22 won't change. We know exactly the structure that we're going to go in with, and it's largely focused around how we're going to play our best footy.
Some of these guys have talked about this place being a sanctuary, and I think you spoke about it yesterday. How great is it to feel like that the players enjoy this time? A lot of time to think and time off.
Yeah, there's not a lot of negative emotion when you're heading into a preliminary final. So these are the easier times, the times to smell the roses as such. I think we're still really, our focus is really narrowed, and the edge is pretty keen to take advantage of this opportunity. But at the same time, there's a bit of light and shade in all that we do. We do feel like this is a safe haven for the players and the staff, and I think we all feel like we're fairly comfortable in our lounge rooms to be ourselves, and we want our people to feel as comfortable in this place as they are at home, and that's a challenge because there's there is expectation. They do feel judgment, and they don't always get what we want. But we see each other for the people that we are, not just the jobs or the skill sets that we bring in our roles.
You'll have a pretty unique situation with about 95,000 Collingwood fans in the stadium. I mean, that's pretty unprecedented. Is that something on top of that you guys are sort of looking forward to? That's a pretty unique experience.
It's going to be pretty tough, isn't it? No, we'll take that. And our prelim crowds are the loudest crowds that I'd been a part of, whether as a player or as a coach. So we expect that it's going to have a life of its own, and I'm sure the Collingwood faithful will be looking forward to bring their full voices along.
You mentioned the Giants' hardness there.
Yep.
Really, the last 2 weeks they've used their physicality as a bit of a weapon.
Yeah.
Do you sort of meet that head on and does it fight fire with fire type stuff?
Oh, look, I think our hardness inside stacks up for itself. I mean, the way that the Giants have gone about it, you look, and I think you've got to be impressed with the steel that they have brought into their game, and they were clearly challenged around that 4 or 5 weeks ago. And when you get to this end of the season, you don't face teams that haven't got a real clear focus on who they are and how they're going to go about it. There's a reason why you get to the last 4. So we can't do a lot about that. We'll be bringing our best to the table. We're really hard at the ball. We're really hard at the man with the ball. The niggle stuff is part of the game. You can buy into it if you want, or you can just go and play footy really hard, and that's the way we'd prefer to go about it.
Just a quick comment on just the character and the resilience of the group. I mean, we saw the doco recently, how raw and emotional, especially after such a devastating finish to last year's finals. For 12 months later, get yourselves back, dust yourselves off, get back to so close to the finish line again. Is that a really, I guess, a sign of pride for yourself?
It is. I'm on the record saying how proud I am of the footy club and the players and how we've presented ourselves, and how much we look after one another. I think that you project through this season, we've overcome a lot of challenges, a lot of new challenges that you're inevitably going to face as you develop as a football club and as a group. We've had really strong leadership internally. I think the player leadership has been first class. The one thing I know is that when the boys go out, they'll be there to look after one another. They'll lean on one another. They'll communicate with one another, and we'll put our best foot forward and enjoy every moment that we're a part of, because it doesn't last forever, and these opportunities don't come around all the time.
2 clubs looking for senior coaches at the moment. Just quickly on Justin Longmuir, has he given you an update as to where that sits and how it fits in with this part of the season?
It's gone quiet. It's gone a bit quiet, the Freo stuff, and obviously with Adelaide now. But we've Jared Rivers secured a line role with North Melbourne last week, and we were able to announce that to the players and staff here, and we're rapt for him, to see that opportunity and for him to evolve and to take that opportunity. So that's probably the most prevalent example, I suppose, of how we'll go about it. We know that next year will look after itself, or we'll never have the same group of people, whether they're players or staff, going into next year, which is another reason why we want to take advantage of this one right here, right now. But I think it's pretty much all hands on deck, and all the focus is on Saturday night for us.
And just before the appeals board tonight, how close are you and Braden be following that one?
Braden Sire? Braden Maynard? I'm sure that most football fans will want to know the result. But that's up to the tribunal to sort out.